Joining me now, go back to the economy and all, Phil Flynn, Price Futures Group, senior analyst, and Fox Business contributor, E.J. Antoni, and Heritage Foundation chief economist. Thank you, gentlemen. Phil, I think the mere mention of some naval accompaniment and picking up the insurance has eased the whole story in the oil markets and the prices. You tell me. I'm hoping that thing will, the whole deal, the government on the insurance breakthroughs and the Navy accompaniment, I'm hoping it goes into place when? The next day or two?
It does. And I'll tell you this, President Trump is ahead of the curve because at the end of the day, keeping that strait open is critical to the global economy, but it's also critical to the world in a lot of different ways. But what's happening right now is what we're seeing in the oil market. These bold moves by President Trump is suggesting that optimism in the oil market that this conflict could be over a lot sooner than people think. We're seeing that in the way that the market's being priced out today. And we're also hearing more breaking news of ground troops going into Iran as we speak, and we're going to have to see. This could be the final throes of this Iranian regime.
I'd go slow on the ground troop part. I think that was speculation. But listen, I go out on a limb. When this is over, however it ends, and it's going to end in our favor, oil prices are going back to 60 and probably 55. That's my view. You can disagree, or 8,000 people can disagree. Hundreds of thousands of people always disagree with what I say. But that's what I think. E.J. Antoni, can I just raise some with you? Steve Forbes was here, the great, brilliant Steve Forbes, in the opening segment. Why can't we inflation index the capital gains tax? In other words, you sell a house or you sell a stock. That is particularly true for housing. But if you're selling an asset, and why should you have to be taxed on the inflation part of the asset? On the real part of the asset, I say 100%. Now, we fought this battle for decades and decades and decades, but I still think it's a battle worth fighting.
Well, Larry, absolutely. In fact, I would go one step further because you have a lot of other things like retirement vehicles, things like 401ks that are also really important parts of this discussion, because when you take money out of those accounts, even though it's getting taxed as regular income, not getting taxed technically as capital gains, you're still effectively paying a tax on inflation. If you have a stock over the course, if you hold a stock over the course of many years in your portfolio and it doubles in price, not necessarily value, but price because of inflation, why should you be taxed on that? And again, it doesn't matter if you're talking about standalone stocks that you own or something in a retirement vehicle like a 401k or a home, or you pick the asset. Again, you're absolutely right. Why should anybody have to pay taxes on inflation when the inflation was a tax to begin with?
Yeah, why do I want to pay Joe Biden's 21% cumulative inflation rise? I don't want to pay for that. I mean, I didn't vote for him, but I'm just saying, why should I be? It's like a huge penalty. I want to invest with the best possible rate of return after inflation and after taxes, for that matter. Anyway, I got to get out. Phil Flynn, give me a prediction. Where's oil going when this Iranian thing is, finished, completed?
You stole my thunder. I mean, you got it to the penny, Larry, where I was going to say. If I would disagree with you a bit, it might even go lower because you're going to see a huge benefit, not only for oil prices, but I think in the stock market as well.
Yes, 100%. Look, you're very kind to me. Some Kudlow forecasts are better than others. I appreciate that. But that is my view. And E.J. Antoni, we're going to fight for inflation indexing of capital gains and maybe other things as well. Gentlemen, thank you ever so much. E.J. Antoni, Phil Flynn,